Welcome back to another anime review. Today we're reviewing episode 5 of Inuyashiki. I'm Justin.
What is up? I'm Logan.
Together we're Couch Talk. And as always, before we begin, no spoilers down below. We're anime viewers only. So we have not read the manga, and there's all the other anime viewers only. So how this works, we're going to discuss the episode and then give our review at the end. So let's go ahead and
Let's do it.
jump into this. Don't yawn at me.
I'm yawning, dude.
So, the beginning starts off kind of like how I was talking about last week. Like, you know how awful it would be a cop to try to figure out what's going on? And that's what this beginning is. It's this Ando watching the news.
Right.
And the cops are like, well, he's shooting people. But there's no bullets. There's no gun residue.
Yeah.
So we don't know what is going on. So it is a gun? Well, I don't know. Like,
He's shooting
like,
people with an imaginary gun, which is essentially what he is actually doing. But
yeah.
the
He's
cops are
you
like,
know,
we don't know.
like there's no bullets, no residue. So we're not saying it is a gun, but we're not saying it's not a gun either. It's basically what it comes down to. So we go to the school and everyone's just talking about it because, well, their students got murdered and they happen to fight along with the rest of the crime scenes.
Yeah.
And they're assuming maybe, well, they're not assuming, like, some of them are thinking it might be Ando and Hiro that were behind it because they saw them get in a little scuffle beforehand.
Right. And those who the bullies were messing with recently, or that day, I guess.
Which is a safe deduction, and in this case, 100% right, but cannot be proven. Like, it's, like, and Ando is going back to school, because, you know, he has to.
He kind of has to.
He
His
has to.
friend kind of threatened him.
Yes, and that's basically what we get, is Ando's in this tight spot. Like, he's like Googling about it. He made a phone call, I think, to the police or whatever, was going to report it to someone, but it might have not been the police, but he called someone and then he hung up because he was kind of like, he doesn't know what to do right now. He was like, do I say something about Hiro? Do I not say something?
Yeah,
Like,
he's very conflicted, obviously.
so he's just trying to research everything that's happening in the city. Like, well, I know Hiro's killing people. I know he's behind these murders. Like, is there anything else going on? Because he's like, well, if there's one, there's got to be more. And he's like, well, there's all these miracles happening at hospitals. Is Hiro doing it? Well, no. When I talked to him, he said, I could probably cure cancer, but I'm not going to do it. And it's like, so he's like, it's not Hiro.
Yeah.
So there's gotta be one more. It's just the most logical explanation for these hospital healings.
Good deduction skills, Ando.
Yeah, because, and to test his theory, he just starts.
Oh yeah, he
Stupid
starts.
phone.
He starts screaming for help. He's like, "I'm
he's
gonna
like,
die!"
he just like rolls into his wall. He's like, he like lightly hits his wall. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna die!" And a little bit later, you hear a ring at the doorbell, and it's. I love the character interactions in this show. Like, they're over the intercom. Ando's mom's just like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Are you in trouble?" What? He's like, "Are you being robbed?" What?
You need
Like,
some.
what are you saying?
You need some help? Hello?
You know, you need some help. And Ando's like, "Oh, I'll get it." Opens up the door, and he's like, just some naked old guy at the door in public at the apartment.
The shirtless thing is so funny to me.
He must have had a day off from work. Be out here in the middle of the day. Normally he's at work.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
They
Maybe
do
it's a
show he's
weekend.
still working. So,
That was pretty hilarious. Just,
It is
I'm
pretty
gonna
hilarious. He's
die.
I'm gonna die.
But he basically learns that.
And he's like, yeah, you flew here because you're naked, right? And he's like, It's weird that he gets that because Hiro doesn't have to go naked to fly.
Yeah. Also, he basically discovers, he's like, yeah, this is. Well, I mean, his theory or his little test experiment he did worked out in like 10 seconds. So he's like, yeah,
Yes,
this guy's got to
this
be.
is the guy. He's the guy. He brings them in, and I really do like the interaction between these two. Mostly because Inuyashiki feels like a guy who doesn't really have conversations too much with the young people, and he's just kind of awkward in conversations. And of course, Ando instantly is putting this huge pressure on him, like, I need you to help take down Hiro. And of course, Inuyashiki's talking about, hey, I might actually have to kill Hiro.
Right. And his friend
And
is basically like, well, he's not even the like hero I knew, so
so yes, it's fine. Like,
pretty much giving him permission to kill him.
yes, he wants to basically get his childhood friend back, and if he can't, maybe it might be time to put him down. Like, but he views Inuyashiki, because how he's doing these hospital things, as like a true hero.
Yeah, he even calls him like, he's like, you're the most human person that I've met, which probably meant a lot.
Which meant a lot to Inuyashiki, because he's been debating all this time, like, am I even still human? And
Right.
like when he saved people the first time, he's like, I still am. But these two are so important to each other's characters. Like, Inuyashiki is the true hero Ando's always been looking for in his life, and Ando is like,
he gives him that confirmation, like,
yes,
you are a human. Because, like, at first, Inuyashiki, obviously, he's like, I feel human, so I'm going to keep doing it to feel this way. But I'm sure it kind of got, like, does this make me human? Like, but then he finally got that confirmation from someone, like, you're the most human I've ever met, or whatever he said.
Yes. He basically becomes his true fan. And so, after them basically talking, we get to, Hiro, and it goes back to Hiro, and they do this interesting shot where they're like, people are talking about, they're looking for him, and he walks by the cops,
Right.
and it goes into very slow-mo as he's walking by. I was like, oh shit, he's just gonna take down the police officers right away?
Yeah, I think it's just, well, obviously looking back, I think it was just foreshadowing, because it's like,
Yeah.
Because it was like, anyone who has information, come forward. But then this next scene was kind of, I don't get the point of it, with the girl where he called her pube head.
I think it's just saying they're trying to talk about how just popular he is in school, and really trying to enforce how, like, it's hard to believe it's for others to believe it's him because of how, like, good of a student he is, how popular he is. The girls like him.
Right.
And we get this girl. She goes, she's kind of the shy, nervous girl, and when she confesses, she's like, I have feelings for you. Thanks. And she just walks off. Like, Hiro's like this. One moment he's like the serious killer, and then the next moment he's just like this kind of happy-go-lucky dude.
Yeah, I don't know. He's definitely like a sociopath when it comes to.
They're trying. It's just so hilarious. Like, she's like, I have feelings for you. Thanks. And he just walks off. He's such a good character. That's what. Like, he legitimately is, and all these characters are pretty good, which is why it kind of brings you more involved. Like, these could be anybody.
Right. Like, it makes you. It makes them relatable.
Yes.
Even the psycho killer. The next scene actually made him like more relatable.
Yes, because he has a good relationship with his father and his family, and it's like, well, at first I thought he had like a troubled background. It was only his mother, but it's not really that troubled as we're seeing.
Well, his parents are separated.
Separated, yes.
But I mean, that's not like terrible things. His dad's happy. It seems Hiro has a good relationship with his, like, I guess, other family, you could call them. So
he forgot to pick up their Jump magazine. Other than that, but like, he's really good around them, and it's like, that's what it's kind of like. Anybody can be a psychopath. Like, it might not have to do with their background. It's kind of like the DNA thing, but he just clearly has a good relationship with his family. He stays, he watches movie, he has a true connection to him. And we get him. Wait, what?
Well, he go back
Um,
home to his mom.
I think there was one little weird scene. Oh, never mind. Yeah, he goes back home and you see it's just his mother there, and she herself doesn't seem like she's in the best situation. We learn later why, but
Yeah. Well, you could tell she looked like when you first saw her, you could tell she looked kind of sickly or something was
yeah,
wrong.
and they're in a small home. It doesn't seem like they have much money.
I mean,
So her side,
they're sleeping in the same room, like on the floor.
yes. So they aren't in like the best of places. But after that, we get Inuyashiki and Ando flying around again, and this is where um, Ando picks up who his daughter is.
I think
They
this is
talk
a
about it.
I think this is another drop of foreshadowing that they're doing.
Yes,
It's
like I've been
reminding
saying
us. It's like, hey,
how
don't forget this character. She's gonna come into
like
play later.
yeah, like I've been saying the last few reviews, like she's definitely gonna be coming in like involved because Hiro's gonna figure it out. If Ando's already got it figured out, and it's only a matter of time till Hiro and Ando have a conflict where it might lead to all this information leaks.
Right. I do really like this next scene, which is basically uh, Inuyashiki and Ando. He's like, you could say he's like training, or he's trying to learn his
Yes,
capabilities.
Ando's like if you're gonna take him down, like I've already seen all the stuff he can do. Like what can you do?
Right.
And he knows Inuyashiki's not very like skilled yet.
Yeah, he's a
he's even like
novice.
he's like, all right, I want to have you attack that, and he's like, what? He's like, it's like, what can you do? I can punch things. Like that's all you can do. And so basically, we're trying to get him to practice to shoot this thing, and he couldn't figure it out. And we get another cut back to
Well, the best thing
Hiro and his
about that
mother.
scene is the next two scenes are connected because, like, Inuyashiki's the good guy, spends his whole time saving, but in this episode, he has to learn how to kill, pretty much.
Yes,
And then the next scene parallels that perfectly with Hiro,
Hiro.
the psycho killer,
Yes,
has to learn how to cure these diseases he didn't care for before.
exactly. Because we find out here he's with his mother. His mother tells him, "Hey, I have cancer and probably only like a month or two left to live." And he is just distraught. Like we've talked about how he probably only has a few human like connections left in the last like few episodes, and we were saying it was basically Ando and his mother, but he does have his father in that family that we've seen now.
Right.
But this reaffirms that he truly cares about those close to him and himself, like, and that's it. And he basically throws out his original mindset of not caring to cure people or anything to because it's his mother. And he's like, you know, all right, I'm gonna cure her. She's all
Yeah,
it's almost like she's all that's left for him.
she seems to be the most important figure in his life. Because I don't think I've seen that much emotion from Hiro, really.
No, like he's actually trying.
Yeah,
Like,
he's like devastated to hear that.
and it's hard to imagine him crying after he's gone
The fa-
around
Well,
murdering all these families that are basically the same.
even
as
the
his.
fact he's that devastated when he knows he could probably cure it is the thing. So she's clearly super important, as
Yes.
most mothers are to their sons.
But we go back to Inuyashiki and Ando. He finally gets his gun to work, his massive arm gun, and just well, I think they destroy a little bit more than what they were meant to. I like how this is like a recycling facility, and he just goes in there and just destroys all their recycling stuff. Like these cars were smashed. Actually, I don't know what happens with cars after they get smashed. Do they recycle those pieces, or are they just
I
get
couldn't
dumped?
tell
I
you.
don't know actually. Now that I think about it, and he just leaves leaving a huge hole in their place isn't very nice, but I'm sure they fixed it off screen.
It's a pretty big asshole, to be honest, but
Like, this came out of nowhere overnight.
It'd be quite the surprise to show up.
Like, all right, time to work. Trip into a giant hole.
For real, you fall into this like endless pit.
But we go back to the school for another. I don't think like people can notice there's something wrong with Hiro that day. I guess is basically just a show. They don't really do too much there. Just kind of show he's sad.
He's listening to. Well, I think he listened to the conversation his mother had with the doctor.
Oh, that might be what it was.
And then he's like happy, and then it goes.
Oh yeah, because all right. See, I thought. All right, I get he was listening now. For some reason, I thought like it was kind of. I don't know. That it just hit me. Like I knew I knew that conversation was happening, but I thought it was like him reflecting back on that conversation. I guess.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him like spying.
Yeah, listening. And now that I think about it, definitely was. But now his mother's telling him, "Hey, I'm cured," and he's all happy. He's like, "You know what? You want some more good news? I have a shit ton of money, like money on money on money."
Right. Well, this shows he's. I think that little incident scared him a bit, like of losing her. So he went into like overprotective mode right here. So he's like, "We're moving into this super nice ass place. You're gonna quit your job. I'm gonna take care of you. You don't have to worry about a thing in the world. I got it all covered." Like he really wants his mom to like have no worries in the world, which is
exactly, like she's done so much for him and his life. Like they've been living together for the last 7 years in that home together, basically in the same room.
Right.
So they had this very close connection. She's done so much for him that now it's his turn to pay her back and take care of her and protect her and do all this other stuff. And we know he ain't day trading. He's stealing money from me.
Yeah, he's just stealing money.
Stealing money. He could be day trading.
I mean, it is possible he could probably use this thing to like hack and see like what the trends are or whatever. So, yeah. But you know he's not doing that. He's just stealing fucking money.
Yeah, he's stealing money. But we go back to Ando and Inuyashiki again, where Inuyashiki finally has time to go back to another hospital. Basically Ando is just kind of like his can't think of the word. Let's just call it his little shadow or something. Like he's job shadowing. That's what I was going for. He's just like, I'll just watch him learn what he can do, study, and train him up. And they do get slightly caught and have to leave.
Right.
So
I wonder if this is gonna come into play later. Like, what if that nurse like reports like, "Hey, this boy who was bedridden for however long was suddenly better when this old man and kid left the room."
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh no, they got seen. They might get reported. Not really quite sure there. I guess we'll find out later if it does become a scene, or because obviously they left the room. This little kid comes out all like, "Mom," like he doesn't know what was happening in his life. Real. He's just like, "I'm back."
I'm back.
And we get another. There's some interesting transitions here towards the end, but we go to Hiro. He gets a paper cut, and he's like, "Oh, I'm human again." It's like he doesn't know what to think anymore because with what's going on with his mother.
Right. He seemed very happy, unusually happy, to like know he's human again. Like he must be like internally conflicted a lot with what's going on. Like
I feel like he's definitely going through some mental issues here, like trouble and stuff. Like
yeah, his
mother's like bringing him back to humanity.
Right, because you can even see him struggling with it a bit. Because when they're in the next scene, when they're watching the news and it's talking about the murders, he kind of doesn't want to watch it. I feel like he's like starting to feel a bit of remorse, maybe, or like some. I don't even know if he's feeling it for himself. I think he's feeling it more like maybe for
I
his
don't want my
mother.
mother to know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he's like, I don't want
He
my.
tried changing the channel so she couldn't continue watching. And then she kind of says the one thing he didn't want to hear was she's just like, whoever's doing this should just go to hell. Like,
Yeah,
they should die and go to hell. And he's like, um,
and
what if it...
not only that, but she was like, I wish I could meet the parents who would raise someone
Yes.
like this. Which that hit him because
Yes, because his mother means so much.
yeah, because she's indirectly like slamming herself because she doesn't know. So he's probably
Yes.
like, well, shit.
Yes. And he's like, he even says like, what if it was me? And she's like, well, I guess I'd have to die with you. And it's like, she doesn't want him living that way so badly that she would kind of take her responsibility for him doing that as well.
Right, and it definitely it shook him up a bit. Like he was like he was pretty bothered by how she said that. She's like, what? He's probably like, what am I doing? Like I'm doing stupid ass things, and it's gonna affect not only me but the one person I care about.
And then there's the one thing on the news that says, hey, there's a witness to the murders.
Right.
And we go to school and everyone's talking about it. And Ando and Hiro cross each other's paths. And it's just, Ando kind of looks back at him like, I'm going to kind of like take you down kind of look.
Right. I feel like he was the one that reported it.
Yes.
Because that scene after is kind of what confirmed it for me. Like, definitely the stare down. He's like, all right, let's do this. Like,
And this is where it gets back, because Hiro literally just in bed said, I'm going to stop killing people. Like, I'm going to do this for my mother. And I feel like that's not going to happen now, because all these, like, secret agent kind of guys come for him. And it does end in the middle of that conflict, the episode. But I feel like the next episode is going to start with him just... I don't know. I feel like this will go two ways.
At
Him
the very
accepting it.
At the very end, I think he looked back and he saw his mother, because he knows he can kill all of them like in an instant, and I think he didn't want his mother to see him like that, so he let them take him. But I feel like when he gets to like the station and his mother's not around, maybe he'll like go berserk, or maybe like he'll start feeling like, oh shit, my mother can't live on her own, like she can't afford that place, she's gonna have to work again, like I need to get back to her, and that's what's gonna like break him.
Yeah, there's like several ways this can go. He can just, because he doesn't want to kill any more people, just kind of let it go. Maybe they don't actually have proof or evidence to like convict him, and he just goes through that route.
I mean,
like,
they don't.
Like, exactly. So
an eyewitness isn't.
I guess they could experiment on him to see if he's a robot.
True, but I don't think they would know that unless the eyewitness was like, yeah, I saw him open up and fucking fly away. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And they're gonna be like, then of course he can redirect everything to probably Inuyashiki too, and say there's someone else just like me.
true.
There's definitely so many possibilities that can happen here. He can actually just kill them right where he's at now, even in front of his mother, and just say, screw it. Because, he might think they'll go for his mother at the same time.
I feel like if someone harms his mother, like maybe his mother tries to like intervene and someone like hits her off, that might like cause him to, he's like, okay, I'm killing him. But
yes, it's definitely like, I want to know what he does in this conflict, because there's so many different things they could do with this.
it's getting spicy. Very spicy.
But that is how the episode ends, so we want to go ahead and go into our scores?
Sure, let's do it.
Alright, I'm going to give it, guess I'll go first. I nominated myself. I think I'm going to give it 8. Not as invoking as the last few episodes. Didn't make me like have as many emotional conflicts with myself as like the last episode did. But it's still great storytelling. We have even no matter what they're doing, they're like opposites at the time they're doing it. We like you were saying, Inuyashi's training to kill, and at the same time, we have Hiro healing somebody. Like Heroes, and we get the definitely Ando is now getting more involved, and he's helping train Inuyashiki. So, and the interactions between the characters are just so great this episode. Um, I really like how they keep everything so realistic,
Right.
and it's not like absurd interactions where like, oh, they're perfect going at the same time, but like there's some awkwardness there even
Right.
while it's going good, and it really does a really good job of ending, leaving all these open possibilities. So I'm excited for next episode.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna give it an 8 as well. I'm really liking the focus on the parallel. Like I really like how it's like when one, like you said, like they're always having to be opposite at the same time. Like they can never be on the same track. It's 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 very good because there's few characters in this show, but the characters they focus on are like super good. So like good characters can carry a show no matter how many there are. Like you could have,
Yes.
if you have like one super solid amazing character, it can carry a show. This one has two great characters, and even Ando's becoming like a pretty good character. It's just, it's well paced. I enjoy it. I'm always ready to watch the next episode. Like it just always, you're always like, I'm ready. Let's watch this. Like I'm excited to
Yes.
watch it. But
And yeah, I definitely agree on the pacing. Like I love how it's just a consistent pace. Like there's no, it's not like slow then fast, fast and slow. It's just consistently doing what it needs to do. Um, so I think that does it for our scores and this episode. So I guess it's time.
spiel time. Give us the spiel.
So again, as always, thank you for joining us for another review. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video with anyone you think that will like it. Hopefully you liked it as well. Hit the thumbs up. And of course, always interact and comment down below. Let us know what you thought about the episode, what you didn't like about it. Maybe point out some things we missed, anything like that. Just no spoilers. So, that does it. Until next time. Peace out.
See ya.